7 from the Model Academy, and I'm also now the Vice President for Communication and Networking in European Kartelverband. And a lot of our friends from Europe and from European Kartelverband are here, and it's a pleasure for me that they are here, and we can all, with Europe and European fraternities, to celebrate 95 anniversary of Obnova. It's really a great pleasure for me. So, our panel discussion has named the Obnova in International Structure, and first of all, we will have the basic speech of my colleague Soфія Кернична. Sophia has a big experience from Obnova in international structure, because she was the referent of international relationship in Obnova Ternobyl, and then she was referent of international relationship of Obnova Federation, and also Sophia was coordinator of charitable project of Obnova and EKV, Sprachenverbindung, in 2004-2006. So, Sophia, you have not a lot of time, but you should, all of us, to tell what is the place of Obnova in international structure. And then we will have another speaker, and also we have the discussion, because it's called the panel discussion, so we should discuss. So, Sophia, please. Thank you.
I only use presentations, so some animations will be. Your Excellency, esteemed members of Obnova, dear friends, I'm honored to have a presentation and opportunity to speak of Obnova's international relations and its role in international structures, international organizations and federations. As we celebrate Obnova's 95th anniversary, it's worth nothing to say that organizations' international cooperation is nearly that old as Obnova itself. The first international structure to which Obnova established its ties was Pax Romana, and which was already mentioned by previous speakers. And in fact, Obnova is often considered as co-founder of Pax Romana. The origins of Pax Romana date back to 1921, when Catholic students from 4 countries that had remained neutral during World War I convened at the University of Freiburg in Switzerland. There they founded Pax Romana Catholic Student Movement, with a mission of promoting conflict resolution through the teaching of Christ. And Pax Romana previously was a European movement which quickly expanded internationally. And in summer of 1931, Obnova as association was already admitted to the international Catholic student movement Pax Romana. And from that moment, Obnova was participating actively in meetings of Pax Romana. In 1938, Mr. Edward Kirchner, which was already mentioned as well by Mrs. Roma Haidar, Mrs. Lesa Krevkevich, and His Excellency Bishop Louis Blonchena, he was a student, but he was that person who helped to create American Pax Romana, and taking part in Congress of Pax Romana in Ljubljana, he was elected even as president of Pax Romana. But why I'm mentioning this huge Obnova person now again? Because during this prominent event in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, Mr. Edward Kirchner met Professor Mikola Chubati, who cherished Pax Romana pro-Oriente Secretariat and represented Obnova. That meeting played a critical role in fostering Obnova's international relations, because afterwards Edward Kirchner was that person who was defending Obnova's co-founder status and within Pax Romana, and even he was doing that even during that time when Obnova ceased to exist in Ukraine. In March 1992, Mr. Edward Kirchner traveled to Ukraine, and with the support of Mrs. Lesa Krypiakevich, they helped to re-establish the student branch of Obnova in Lviv, with Mr. Andrei Kostyuk present here, who became at that time the first president of renewed Obnova. He already mentioned today concerning meeting in Bilbao, where he was representing Obnova, and meeting those members of Obnova who were participating, who were members of Obnova in diaspora. And so, as you see, international relations of Obnova even helped Obnova to, they played a huge role even in renewing Obnova in Ukraine. Mr. Piotr Cywiński, presented here, he was he's the former president of European Pax Romana, and he was president in European Pax Romana at that time when Obnova was renewing its membership in Pax Romana. I would, sorry, so this is this meeting of Mr. Edward Kirchner, Mrs. Lesa Krypiakevich, Mrs. Roma Haidar. I hope that you remember that meeting. And so this is like to show you pictures from that time, and this is to remind you concerning renewal of Obnova's membership in Pax Romana. And we can also speak to our delegates of that time in Pax Romana present here, Dr. Sophia Kernичna and Dr. Yuri Bedisny, who can refresh that memories, and Andrei as well, who were present in Pax Romana meeting in Warsaw, and can tell us in details. And within a framework of Pax Romana, Obnova has also developed strong ties with Austrian Pax Romana, but I will not go into details concerning present ties of Obnova and Pax Romana. Uliana Shurko will provide an update on Obnova's current participation in Pax Romana, so I will refrain from dwelling into this subject. The next structure which I would like to mention, this is JESI-MIEK. The European Coordination JESI-MIEK consists of two organizations, JESI and MIEK, which is the second one. I mean, MIEK is a branch of a student branch of Pax Romana. The aim of coordination is to implement the task of evangelization in the student environment. And so actually Obnova is associate member of this structure, and is actively taking part in meetings such as summer weeks, study sessions, and it was even planned to organize a study session in Kyiv in March 2014. But so even we had even few meetings, and present here Anna Holodnicka was coordinator from Obnova of that organizing committee, but due to tragic events in Kyiv during the Revolution of Dignity, it was necessary to cancel that event in Kyiv, and with the help of a Catholic group of intelligentsia in Warsaw, it was held with the same topic, but in Warsaw in September 2014. Within the framework, so here you can see a few pictures from that meeting, and within the framework of JESI-MIEK, Obnova established cooperation with the Austrian Association KHO, And we are pleased to welcome here a representative of this organization as well. The next structure, which I would like to mention, this is Europäischer Kartellverband. The relationship between Obnova and EKV began in 1996 when Obnova Lviv was accepted in the Courier of Free Associations of the EKV, and so actually it is very symbolic that that the conference is taking place here in the walls of the Ukrainian Catholic University. A critical moment in our relationships occurred in 1997, and a youth camp organized with the EKV support. So you can see a photo of that meeting. And this camp, students from various cities and countries worked together to restore an old building of the Theological Academy. The friendship forged during this time gave birth to Federation of Obnova even, because the first such initiative was creating Association of Obnova in Ternobyl. And this idea was publicly shared with the president of Obnova Lviv, present here, Taras Antushevsky. And so this idea was expressed to him by future founders of Obnova Ternobyl, Mikhailo Banach and Natalia Kostiak. So Obnova was established in Ternobyl, and afterwards this idea of creation of Obnova spread to other cities, Chernivtsi, Kyiv, Ivano-Frankivsk as well. So you see that even EKV played a huge role in creating a federation of Obnova. And over the years, both Lviv and Ternobyl Obnova have carried out many impactful projects, such as delivering of humanitarian aid, including pharmaceuticals, contributing to the restoration of Theological Academy, which was already mentioned, and launching quite huge project, a charitable project of Obnova, Language Unites. So this was the project of Ternobyl Obnova, Austrian fraternity Austria Zgita, and German fraternity Wittgenstein. And the aim of this project was to provide German classes to orphans, half-orphans, and children from poor families. And this initiative started in 2002. As well, through this journey, several members of Obnova, such as Yuri Hnatyuk from Obnova Lviv and Natalia Kostiak from Obnova Ternobyl, were members of the Presidium of EKV. Since the beginning of Russian aggression in eastern Ukraine in 2014, our relations with EKV entered a new chapter. I would like to recall two important meetings within EKV a decade ago, when Gisela Zimmermann, the former president of EKV, invited me to present on the escalating of Ukraine-Russia conflict. However, since Russia's full-scale invasion in Ukraine, the relationship between Obnova and EKV has entered for better and has grown a little more, and it became even stronger. I would like to recall these spontaneous online meetings where we've been launching from the side of Obnova to tell what is going on in Obnova, what is going on in Ukraine, and the EKV associations, fraternities were trying to support Ukraine as more as they can, and we are incredibly grateful for all support which we got during that time and still are receiving from EKV and within Swiss Association Glanzerburg for creating this Action 1019, which is provided invaluable aid to Ukraine. And Obnova also played an active role in meeting at Himsee in 2023, contributing to the strategic direction of the entire EKV. And this active participation continues to shape our collective future. In October 2024, when EKV had elections of new presidium, member of Obnova, Tatiana Speicher, who is the moderator for this discussion, was elected as the vice president of for communication to EKV presidium. And so, as you see, we have long-standing relationship with EKV, and which has evolved significantly over the years. And so, since we have representatives of EKV here, so we can discuss our future perspectives and probably our future cooperation. And the last point, I see that Danka is asking me to come to that. This is maybe one of the next steps of international relations in Obnova, which started when Obnova established its charitable organization. And I would say that this charitable foundation of Association Obnova serves as official charitable arm of the entire Obnova Federation. And we now can experience a huge cooperation between this charitable foundation and Action 1019. But I will not go into details
because we will speak about this on another panel. But I just want to add that Sophia was written the statute for this charitable foundation of Nova. And thank you, Sophia, so much.
Thank you.
Because you are very experienced. Of Obnova, and I'm sure that you have a lot to say, but we have not a lot of time, so now I give the word to Silver, Matthias Amrhein from Switzerland. He's our Secretary General of EKV, and also Silver means that I ask you to be very short because I wanted to have here the panel discussion. So nobody else will speak a lot of Sophia. As Sophia, you have a last time. Remember that.
That's great. That's perfect. That will be fine. Thank you so much, Tatiana. So thank you so much for having us here. From the executive side of the EKV, we are having Diomedes from Austria. He is the chairman of the EKV Council, as already mentioned several times. Tetianka as vice president for communication, and Fabio Nespolo, nicknamed Berserker, as vice president finance. And
we also have here the Piotr Cywiński, that is our co-opted member.
Yeah, for sure. We as well have Peter who's nicknamed Indiana Jones here. But not only, besides all of you from member of Obnova, we have brought some guests from abroad, some representatives from Austria, Belgium, and Switzerland as well. So yeah, some of them part of the funding 1019, as mentioned as before. Will be talk a little bit more about this funding at the next panel. So about the EKV. Or let's start with the name maybe first. What does EKV mean in German? It is called Europäischer Kartellverband. Let's name it in English, European Society of Christian Student Associations. So about the EKV in short, founded 1975. So during Cold War times, let's say, and even before Perestroika and Glasnost and fall of Berlin Wall and so on, there was already an idea of collecting or connecting students, associations, and they made something great called the EKV, a community these days of 15 Christian corporate associations represented in 18 countries of Europe as well. Some of them, 2, 3 are abroad, a little bit farther in Japan, in Africa, I don't remember the countries, maybe at least Cameroon, I would say, and is having about 100,000 members, 100,000 Mitglieder in German. Yes, most of them are situated, I would say, in Germany. The biggest association we have in Germany, called German Kartellverband, only this association has about 25,000 members, students and former students, so quite impressive number. So, what should the EKV do? What is his aim? He tries to be a service provider in the field of youth and education policy, organizer of educational and study trips. Here you can see 14 of the associations, 14 associations with their logo. The newest one is not seen, or can you not find on the screen, I would say, because they are so young, they don't have a logo yet. It's the UCS, where Obnova, all of you are member these days as well. You're part, but Obnova is part of the UCS. So, objectives of the EKV should be a platform for networking the member associations, federations, and implementation of cross-association projects, acquisition of funding from the European Union and the Council of Europe, and continuous expansion of the EKV family. And last but not least, and already told, a really big thing is the Students for Ukraine. It's a little bit smaller funding than we have compared with 1019.ch, but as well, that is a project we started in 2022. Then about the structures, maybe a little bit complex, but let's try it. The basis is about the students and the former students, so let's say all of you, you are member of associations like Obnova, Ternobyl, Czernivtsi, Kiev, Lubin, and Lviv, or abroad in several fraternities, sororities, and so on. And most of these are collected, united, let's say, maybe better in so-called Verbände, or in English I would say federations. And these federations, they elect the several parts of the executive level and court and auditors. So on the left side you can see the auditors, on the right side the arbitration court, and in the middle the executive level. Presidium, you got the greetings from Senidomen Bulgopeki this morning. He is from Belgium, unfortunately not able to be here with us this weekend. On the right side we have the council, as already mentioned before, chairman of the council, Gunther Jahn, Diomedes, nicknamed Diomedes. We are having here on the panel as well. And this dot in the middle, that should be me. Maybe you can See, yeah, I'm functioning in the rear of the executive level, let's say, connecting, helping the presidium and the council. And
He's the person that knows everything.
quite a lot, I would say. No, maybe not everything, but quite a lot, yeah. So this is more or less about the structures, just short form. And did I forget? You mean about the end, finishing? Yeah, that's just some pictures. That's it. So thank you so much. Yes, that's it. Some pictures of the EKV, some events, different places, Germany, Austria. Thank you.
Thank you. Silver is very open and brave man. He is now during the 3 weeks in Ukraine, and he visited all Obnovas, Lviv, Ternobyl, Chernovitz, Kyiv. So I am really excited. And our next speaker, Gunther Fehlinger, he is our chairman of council, and he is very big friend of Ukraine. He always speak about initiative student for Ukraine, and I would ask Gunther to speak about the future cooperation of Obnova and EKV.
Yeah, I'm very happy and very honored to be here, and I want to congratulate Obnova for 95 years. And my name is Gunther Fehlinger-Jahn, Vulgo Diomedes. I'm the chairman of the council of EKV. What we are basically doing, we are the link to the political world as well, because many members of EKV are also in politics. I would like to mention also that the incoming Chancellor of Germany, Mr. Friedrich Merz, is also a member of the EKV movement. Also our new Chancellor in Austria, Christian Stocker, is member of the EKV movement. And what we believe basically is European Christian democracy. And this we do also to exert influence on the European politics, to influence in the name of our values what is really happening in Europe. When you talk about the future, of course, what is very much the key for our activities now to help Ukraine during the war, to have full liberation of Ukraine and also full integration in the next step into the European Union. This must be the aim for the next step, and I call on the Catholic Church of Ukraine, on Obnova, and on all the members from the delegation to support this noble aim. We have a very terrible war at the moment, and we have to win this war first of all, and secondly then to support Ukraine's integration in the European Union as fast as possible. This is our aim. Thanks a lot. Slava Ukraine.
Thank you. You are an example of how to make a speech. You are very short and very concrete. And our next speaker is Piotr Cywiński, Director of State Museum Aушвіц-Біркенау, President of Club of Catholic Intelligence in Warsaw from 2000 to 2010, President of European Pax Romana from 2004 to 2008. And I would ask you, we will have also the question to all of you, but I would ask you to remind a little bit how Obnova renewed our membership in Pax Romana, because you was the president at that time.
It was a long time ago, I don't know if I remember everything. But, KIK was present in Pax Romana since the 60s, I think. And during the communist time, it was for us really a window to the free world. Perhaps the only one that we've got, the only one connection that we've got to the Western Europe. It was extremely important. And all those institutions, all those organizations who were participating in the Pax Romana were very, very diverse. Not very big organizations, linked to some universities, to some, I don't know, big cities, some professors, some doctors. Mainly in France, in Catalonia, in Basque countries and in Italy. Some people in Austria also. In the 90s, as far as I remember. and they were very, very diverse. You know, it's normal if you have an organization of intellectuals, you cannot have a unified, because everything is speaking in a different perspective, everything has his own opinion, and it's very, very funny sometimes to hear it. But for me it was very, let's say, Western as a way of thinking. Even in the students' movement, it was very progressive and very leftist sometimes. And I was thinking, we've got in the 90s this new friendships with people from Obnova. I was thinking that it would be perhaps a good idea to link a little bit more Pax Romana with Obnova, to re-link in fact, because first of all it will reinforce the presence of our part of Europe in these discussions, and it will perhaps balance a little bit those very progressive tendencies with something more, let's say, yes, traditional or yeah. And I managed to bring some responsibles from Pax Romana to Ukraine. At that time they visited, it was their first visit in this part of Europe. It was for them an incredible adventure. And in fact, yes, in Warsaw in 2004, we've got a world meeting of Pax Romana every 4 years. It was in the Senate of Poland. We organized a Holy Mass even in the Basilian church in Warsaw. It was the first time that all those French people, Spanish people, Italian people was participating in the Eastern liturgy. It was for them something completely new. And I can say what was perhaps my 3 goals. The first one, we've got some really good relations with the renewing Obnova in some cities at least. Here, it's good to be together. The second way, yes, I was thinking that we have a little bit to rebalance this, let's say, very progressive, even sometimes in the students' part of Pax Romana, influenced by some extremism coming from, I don't know, theology of liberation or those kind of movements. And third, at that time, a new generations of very active people were coming adult age, people who do not remember the influence, the deep influence of the Second Council of Vatican. For them, a normal Holy Mass in their own language was something absolutely normal from the beginning. And in the reaction to that, there was some part of our church, some small societies, but very active, who claims that they will go back to the Latin liturgy. And there was, of course, the discussion was ideological. It was not a liturgical issue. The liturgy was only used by ideologies, more right, more left, more progressive, more conservative. And I was thinking that perhaps Obnova has something to show to the whole Christianity in Europe, that there is no two type of liturgy in the Catholic world. Not only the Latin Mass and the after Vaticanum II Mass. There's more liturgies, all the Eastern liturgies until the Caucasus. There's some pre-Chalcedonian liturgies in the North Africa and Middle East. If we open our view to this rich world of different liturgy, perhaps this simplest discussion between the conservative and the progressist will at least be less, I don't know how to say it, bipolar or something like this. And I think, yes, it was, at Pax Romana, it was for them, for those people from Basque countries or Catalonia or France, it was a big surprise to discover this part of Catholic world, and it was important, I think, for everybody, really. Thank you.
Thank you, Piotr. And now the word will have Anita Szymborska, the Club of Catholic Intelligentsia in Warsaw, Ukraine Response Director. I think the Obnova and KIK has a lot of common things, because one of mission of Obnova is bringing intellectual closer to church and bring the church closer to intellectual. And the same mission, as I believe, has also the KIK. And I know also that in the time when Obnova was created in 30s, in 20th centuries, in Lviv, for example, was another Obnova Odrodzenie. It was also the Polish organization, and yesterday we spoke with another member of KIK, with Marta, about this. So I would ask Anita to speak a little bit about the KIK and Obnova cooperation. I know also that Piotr also can speak about this, but we also, but we will have a little bit more about this cooperation.
Thank you. Dear friends, it's a great honor for me to be here among you. I must say that during my lifetime, Ukraine doesn't stop to surprise us, and Ukrainian people to their bravery, Maidan 2004 and Maidan 2014, and resistance after 2014, and now since the beginning of the full-scale war 3 years ago, we have a full respect to your heroism and to heroism of Ukrainian people. We are grateful for the courage and sacrifice with which you are defending the country and independence of Ukraine. And also, we feel it very strongly, it's also our independence. Thank you for this invitation here. It's a great honor to be here at the event of Obnova. As said, I represent KIK, so Catholic Club of Intelligentsia in Warsaw, whose founders in '56 shared similar concept to Obnova founders. That is the responsibility of the lay people and also students for the church. And the belief in the need of our involvement in work for the common good. There is more of us here from KIK. There is Marta Tytaniec, member of KIK board. There is Szymon Maszkiewicz, their chief. Szymon is here. Where is Szymon? Ernest Małkiewicz is here. He's chief editor of Contact magazine. There is also Mateusz Środoń and Ina Kuzmińska, who are icon painters. It is also a great honor for me to be at UKU. My grandfather, great-grandfather, Aleksiej Szeptycki, was brother of Andrzej Szeptycki, founder of the Greek Catholic Theological Academy here. So, as to my family roots, my great-father brother Stanisław was a general of the Polish army and the Polish patriot. And another brother was Metropolitan of Lviv and Ukrainian patriot. Despite of differences in their views, they were very close in brotherhood relations. From this family history, I drew commitment to build lasting relations, Polish-Ukrainian lasting relations and friendship relations, despite differences in our views. In recent years, the relations between KIK and Obnova focused on the friendship of our families of two organizations. In 2016, we've met together near Krakow on the occasion of World Youth Day and Pope Francis' visit in Poland. We spent there a week of 10 families from Lviv and Warsaw. And later there were several visits of our families in Lviv and Warsaw, and also kayaking at the Dniester River. Very, very wonderful holidays. They were also a frequent meeting of our members in Pax Romana and Rzeszimiec, what was described already earlier. KIK currently is an association. It has 1,700 members of 3 generations. We are engaged in various social activities, including close cooperation with Ukrainian partners. In addition to humanitarian aid that we have been sending to Ukraine since 2014, and much more intensively since full-scale Russian aggression began. Now our primary help is help to children and young people of Ukraine. Together with Ukrainian Caritas Zamłynie, we organize respite camps for children and wives of Ukrainian soldiers who suffered during the war. We also attach great significance to building relations between young people from Poland and Ukraine. I strongly believe that those relations will be the basis of good cooperation between our countries and also security of the region. We have now been in contact with Dean of UKU for Student Affairs, and soon students from UKU will be hosting them in Poland. On the occasion, I am finishing, on the occasion of Obnova birthday, I would like to give an icon to your organization and maybe to Solomia. This is an icon painting by Michał Płoski. He's an expert icon painter in Poland. He's painting it on the stones from Świętokrzyskie regions. They are the oldest mountains in Europe. And we are receiving those icons from here for the help of Ukraine, so we are selling them in Poland. But he is very happy that you will receive it, and it's with our wish for development of Obnova. And just to say that I truly hope that we will soon have more of common activities between Obnova and KIK. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that KIK has such big delegation on Obnova anniversary. It's really great, and we have the common mission to make a better Europe, I believe. And in the last, I will ask. I just want to announce. I will ask Uliana Szczurko, another Ukrainian, on our panel discussion to make a summary, because Uliana is very experienced in international relationship. But before that, I just want to give a short word. One of representative of one more organization, Elias Zorn, from KHJ Austria, for very, very short word about the cooperation between Obnova and KHJ, and then we will have a summary from Uliana about the Obnova's relationship in international organizations.
Thank you, Your Excellency, members of Obnova, friends of Obnova like me. Good afternoon. As Tatiana said, I will just shortly talk about how Rzeszimiec helps Obnova and the KHJ, which I represent, to work together. Tatiana actually had a very good idea that Ukraine faces an interesting problem or an interesting situation, that the diaspora has grown since the full-scale invasion, and a lot of people are living outside of Ukraine, which Obnova is currently not really reaching. So in our case, a lot of people are in Vienna, which is interesting for the KHJ. And there was the idea that maybe an Obnova can be established in Vienna. And we as KHJ Österreich, we would be very interested in such an establishment. And we would be also very happy to help and incorporate you into our systems and maybe take on pilgrimage together, go for prayers together. And we would be very, very happy to further the GCMIEC goal to engage young people in prayer and to help engage young people together to find Jesus. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will have our last speakers. Uliana Щурко, responsible for the foreign relation in Obnova, Lviv in 97-99, member of Obnova, Academic Obnova in Lviv, representative Obnova of Pax Romana since 2015. Uliana, are you here? Please show us Uliana, she's online. So
Yes,
you have
I'm
a
here.
vote.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, please make a summary.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. That's a huge honor for me to be a part. Even I'm a part of the panel remotely, but I will come in 2 hours. I will be with all of you, and I'm very happy to see my friends and colleagues here, especially Anita and Piotr. Those are the people we started to be friends as students before, and now we are having common projects and still cooperating in different other ways. So as Tanya said, I started this international cooperation in 1997, and that was the time when we renewed our relations with GCMIEC. That was me and then President Schw, who went to GCMIEC meeting in Budapest, and we realized that there is a possibility to renew the connections lost ones. And since that time, we had different roles. We were participants, we were moderators, and then we were also presented in the presidium of GCMIEC. Roma Mesula from Ternopiľ Obnova was there in Brussels for several years. And that's one of the branches we are trying to keep in touch with, and that's good that students still cooperate with other students' associations in GCMIEC. And we started this almost more than 25 years ago. People are changing, but connections are still kept. And then I was here introduced as a member or representative of Pax Romana. It was occasionally, there was kind of an incident that I happened to be in one of the Pax Romana meetings with Lida Mairos, that was in 2015 in Budapest. And that was the first year after the war started, and Ukraine was a bit lost. And we were lost in doing our international cooperations. We thought that there came another challenges in other times, and we were not sure about the use of this international cooperation. But we were mistaken. And I'm here to, at the end of this panel discussion, to prove that our cooperation with Pax Romana, with EKV, with GCMIEC, with all the other possible international structures are really important, especially now, especially after the beginning of the war 11 years ago, and after the full-scale invasion. That is extremely important. Why I felt that 10 years ago that was the right place for me to be at Pax Romana meeting. The next year, the year afterwards, I was invited to be a speaker at the World Assembly of Pax Romana, and that was in Barcelona in 2016. And there was a possibility to talk to 75 different countries about the war. And amazingly, some of the countries, they didn't know about the war. They knew about some conflict, they knew something was happening in Ukraine, and they were astonished that there was a real war, and even there was a map where Crimea was not Ukrainian anymore. 10 years ago, someone already showed that international community that Ukraine was divided into parts. So that was the first feeling I had to be present in the international structures, because one voice from Ukraine can do a lot, can mean a lot, can I think can change even a lot. So since that time, already for 10 years, I'm trying to keep in touch with Pax Romana. Pax Romana, that's more for older people, but I would love to have younger people and wider representation there in Pax Romana meetings. They are seeking for us, they need our fresh blood, they need us to be present there, they want alive people to see, to support, to contact, and probably to flourish something out of this cooperation. And this year we will have, so that's kind of announcement, this year we will have the meeting of Pax Romana in Bilbao again. And Obnova is already invited, two representatives of Obnova are invited to come to Bilbao in Basque Country in October this year to represent the Federation of Obnova, because Federation of Obnova is a full member of Pax Romana. We have 2 votes, and we are highly supported by the structure, the presidium of Pax Romana. I know that we have some financial struggle because there is a membership fee there, but even those friends of us from the other countries, there were several years, there were Catalans who supported us financially to still stay as a member, as a full member of Pax Romana. So just a short comment on these international structures to show that we have to make ourselves a bit more responsible for the connections. Sometimes we are too tired to participate in those meetings. Sometimes we don't see any immediate results, but believe me that later on, step after step, we will have the results. And our meeting today, the Obnova conference, and our friends coming from different countries and from different organizations to support us in person in Lviv is a proof of that. So that was, sorry, maybe not the exact response to what you wanted to hear, but my summary of the international experience I had.
Thank you, Uliana. Thank you for the great speech. And yes, I am so impressed about all our guests, how all people that came to our this celebration from KIP, from EKV, from Pax Romana. It's really great, but I have a one-off question, because it's a panel discussion and we should have a question. And we started a little bit later, we didn't start it as it was, in our program. So we will have a discussion, and I have a question. What can we do together? EKV, Pax Romana, KIK, Obnova as a member of all of this. Obnova is a partner of KIK, yeah, but Obnova as a member of a bigger organization, yeah. Should we just, what can we do together for better Europe, and what can we do together for better future? Should we just cooperate like cooperation, intellectual cooperation, or should we have some influence on the politics in Europe, on the Christian party in Europe? What can we do together? And you can answer who wants to be first and answer.
Thank you very much, Diana. What we can do together is very clear. After winning the war, we must win the debate about Ukraine's EU membership. We must win it in Ukraine. That's still a big step to be an EU member. For the reform of your government, your society, your economy, there's many things to be done, and it will be not easy. You must do that now, because you have no time to lose, and we have no time to lose. We are in an existential struggle. We lost the American support, we have Russia attacking us, so it's very dangerous. So we must be united. What we can do from the side of the European member states already is, of course, convince our politicians and our society that Ukraine must be a full member of the European Union, and as fast as possible. I always say in 2029 we have the next European Parliament elections. why not vote at that moment for the Ukrainians as well? And this debate we have not won in the churches of Europe, we have not won in the student fraternities of Europe, we have not won it in the political parties of Europe, and we have not won it in our families and friendship circles. Yeah? So this is a debate we can achieve together. This is a very big task, and this is the task it's worth fighting for Ukraine in the European Union. Thanks a lot.
I think there's no one answer to your questions. There are plenty of different ways. For someone it will be more the political world, for someone else it will be more intellectual world, or ecclesial world, or I don't know. But at the end, we are all speaking about the responsibility of lay people, about our reality today. We have to start to be really responsible for our world. Responsibility is not a big deal, it's just a human choice. That this world is my mission. And there's full of different paths to fulfill this mission as you feel it, as you understand it, as you are able to follow the gospel. You have to see inside yourself, and I'm sure that there are a lot of those paths that can be together in our movements, in our associations, in our own world. Yeah.
So I am in a world of action, and we are doing already a lot of cooperation of youth, Ukrainian and Polish youth, and I would like to develop it with you. Thank you.
I would add that Obnova should expand and expand those relations with international organizations which have now, but our goal is not only to present Obnova in international level, but as well to advocate Ukraine, which is the most important, to advocate Ukraine in European and international level, and to strengthen this position of Ukraine on the international level, and as well to bring our values to Europe and bring our bravery to Europe. Thank you.
Sophia just answered on my next question, because my next question was what Obnova can give international as an international organization, and what another international organization can give Obnova.
For me, it's absolutely incredible what you can give to the free world. Our democracies are old. Our democracies are in troubles. Our societies are now really here. You are living in some very concrete questions, in some very dramatical times, and you can give a very, very powerful testimony to the entire world. You don't know how much it can change people. I can say that from the point of view of Poland, or even from my museum, when so many Ukrainian women were coming to Poland, many of them were coming to visit Auschwitz. We got some long discussion with them. No, it changed the way of looking on the humanity of a community of humans around the world. You have an enormous testimony to deliver to the world, really. You can, it's in your hand to make us to be better Christians, better citizens, and better humans. Really.
Thank you. I'm one of such Ukrainian women who go abroad with the child, and just meet another Christian from EKV, and we started to cooperate, because we are always looking forward for the Christian and for the Catholic.
I fully agree with Piotr. You are very inspiring to us. All what you do is truly inspiring for all Europe. And I am meeting a lot with Ukrainian families, women who lost their husband at the war, and I must say that this is truly heroes. Those women are very strong and incredible, and I think you will inspire Europe.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think there's already everything told what I could add or tell anyway. Before lunch, someone was mentioning hope without action is nothing. Maybe there was another word, and what we have in connection to church and religion maybe is faith, and in the academical version maybe it is knowledge, and compared hope to academical version maybe or ideas, as already mentioned. So, and on this way as well, ideas without action, then nothing is gonna happen. So let's make together small steps, but let's do together first steps. I have as well some ideas, but I will talk about it later on with some people of you if you are interested. I think we have time as well in the afternoon or maybe tomorrow to talk a little bit more about more specific ideas, but as well as already mentioned, and what I became aware, what I could see the last 3 weeks, it was really impressive to see these many people, young people, strength, and I was really impressed about what kind of impressions I got, what I can take with me home, and I really will share with my friends at home in Switzerland, and that's something we should do more. And even if it's just online, for example, just to stay connected and exchange ideas and projects, even if it starts with small steps. Let's keep on doing, and let's just do it. That's it from my side. Thank you.
I'm also really grateful as a EKV because we had a General Assembly at 1st of March, and on this General Assembly there was all delegates from our all association, and with General Assembly we started from the Ukrainian evening. So this welcoming evening for the all association, all 15 associations, and more than 600 fraternities that are in EKV, we started from Ukrainian evening. And I feel this great support, and we had the people online from Obnova, and they spoke about the war in Ukraine, and it was really important that the war in Ukraine was in focus, and it's a step of solidarity, step of support, and we spoke how many things EKV and other international organizations made for Obnova. The KIK, the Акція Католицька, Pax Romana, EKV, the fraternities, different fraternities. So it's a spiritual support, it's a funds and money support, it's a humanitarian help. In such a difficult time for Ukraine, we really feel your support and your help, and we feel like we feel this unity. We feel in this European and both Christian and Catholic community, we are all the brothers and sisters and feel like a one body in Christ, and it's really important. And maybe in the end, somebody wanna add something. Maybe Uliana Shcherkoy, she's online, wanna add something. And Piotr also wanna add something. Who will be first? And then I will make conclusion. But we have a little bit time, so if somebody of panelists wanna add something, I am not so strict as during the panel discussion, and I was so strict because I wanted that you have this time, if somebody wanna add something, has some thought, and add some remarks that you didn't say but you really wanted.
To be clear, Russia is our enemy, our common enemy. But Russia is very competent and very strong enemy. So what we have to do, there are two important things. For the Ukrainians, to be, of course, very strong in communication, because Russia is also very strong in communication. Here's what everybody of us can do himself. Learn English. This is very important. Everybody, and today there was a lot of Ukrainian, it's all good, but you know, we are international conference. You must be able to communicate your case in English. Online on YouTube, make your own channel, on Twitter, on Instagram. You must every day think when you sleep, how did you defend Ukraine intellectually, digitally, online, in the internet? Your guys, your Klopsis are dying at the front. They fight with their life. You can fight digitally and you can fight in English. This is an obligation. We in the EU, we can also do something. We can be more united with all of us in between, because I made it already very clear. Russia wants to divide Ukraine and Russia wants to divide the European Union. This is the reality. So what we can do, we can be more united. And there's many, many things where we are disunited in Europe, and this is our task to be. And together, Ukraine and the EU, we can win this war, we can liberate all territories, and we can get Ukraine in the European Union. But it requires all of us to do much more, and we have to do it now.
I will tell you that you can call me an optimist, but I have absolutely no doubt about the European future of Ukraine. Absolutely no doubt at all. You know, until now it's not Elon Musk who decided in Europe. At the end, if you arrive and you already did it, to wake up the European societies, and you already did it, because I never saw any war that so enormous acts of solidarity from so many countries appears. I'm a historian. In the history, it never happens. It's not because our societies in the European Union changed very, very quickly after the war. No, it is because your testimony, your sense of values, were very, very speaking a lot to us. And more you will continue in that direction, more you will be not in the entrance to Europe, but in the really center of Europe. Good luck. And thank you.
Thank you all. Uliana, do you want to say something in the end, or I would just...
Yes, I will have just one summary, because I don't see you and I don't know how you see me. So just to conclude with the international participation, I think that participating in international structures, being active in international organizations, helps Ukrainians and help us as Christians to have our voice heard in this world. That's almost the same that our colleagues told, and also I think that being in this mutual cooperation, we complete each other with what is missing. We have something to give to the others, and the others can also give us. So this mutual exchange is fruitful, is useful, and is necessary, especially now.
And on this optimistic note, we finish our panel discussion. Thank you all.
Нашим гостям, які, попри важкі обставини, які ми зараз проживаємо, приїхали сюди до нас і єднаються разом з нами на цій конференції. Зараз запрошуємо всіх на кавову перерву і обов'язково тут бути присутнім о 16:39. Без запізнень, я вас прошу, будьмо пунктуальними.
People from EKV, we wanna make a common photo near Obnova Paneł. And everybody who want to take a photo with the couple is invited to the other photo. We will share it on our social media and our website. Upstairs near Obnova button now.
I have this presentation. I put it in the list. There will be
She's living in Italia. I'm living in Vienna. You can invite me for coffee or tea anytime. I can.
Just as she decided, it's 10 minutes was more.
So now you understand that I'm.
And she's I will kill you for 10 minutes. You know, I was responsible for that. For every lighting or timing or anything, every stone will But doesn't mean that each next panel will start later. I will
І наскільки
Але потім він поправився.
Це закінчення було гарне, правда? І на оце підвищила я це гарно закінчила, правда?
Ні, це погано закінчила.
І я не зробила.
Вона мені два речення не дала доказати. Тому що всі так виступила.
І вона мені каже, я тебе спать.
У нас такої своя любов, що це вже
А ще давайте отримали за результатами ввечері якесь нагородження медаль за учасника за найкращу команду. Я тобі серйозно кажу.
Тоді станеш.
Ви це організовуєте? Це є
Ну, то капець, я думав, що я хочу, а то я думаю, що ти ще голосніше хочеш.
Слухайте, і що це
Ну,
було?
то всі журналісти так
Це було
кричать.
дуже смішно. А Саша мені пише, дивіться, Саша мені пише, дивіться, я вам покажу. Дивіться, я вам покажу. Це наша, я вам покажу.
Можна з чоловіком переписка.
Ні, дивіться, я покажу. Кохана, не кричи у мікрофон.
От у вас таке, розумієш, я вже пожалів, що я не взяв такі наушники, просто щоб залишити.
Дівчатка, йдемо.
Але
Але все було супер, так?
Все було супер, але ти пишеш про це все не від третього імені, пишеш про цю зустріч на лісу. Я твій текст використаю, я просто на ГКЦ написала, що народне правительство вважає, що я хочу переробити.
Додайте мій коментар, бо я віце-президент ЕКВ.
Ні,
Це важливо, що
ні,
це показати?
чекай, ти будеш то говорити про своє оце, ти сама напишеш. Я не буду казати, що ти написав, тобто то прозвучить як підслов. Але основне це інше, що я роблю про почалася конференцію, висловлення, що, а далі вже буде окремо.
А не забудьте згадати, що засновниця Київського товариства, тепер віце-президентка ЕКВ, і вона запросила всіх цих іноземців. Ви Софії.
Дивися, ми зробили цей матеріал.
Ви не забудьте про нас згадати,
Слухай,
з вашого
чуєш?
матеріалу. Зроблю.
Робиш про це і просто участь в міжнародних
Я зроблю. Але ви про мене і в цьому згадайте.
Та задай, як буде писатися
Я напишу, ви
міжнародному.
у своєму згадайте, а я у своєму напишу.
Ні, міжнародному я згадаю, як треба буде про міжнародне говорити. О, дивися, ну, ще раз.
Ой-ой-ой. Всі ваш апарат.
Всі зеленим я його виключив.
А ви виключили?
Вона
Супер.
ще має працювати, якщо ніхто ним не користується. Він ще працює, я не витрачаю.